Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Pierre here, and welcome to my first Anime Adventures video. This video will be centered around the weekly tournament number 25 that is currently happening in Anime Adventures. Now I'll be showing you how to get a good score on the tournament and how to improve your current setup, as well as what I use, and even showing some gameplay of me getting a good score on it. I will be showing you in a minute what the tournament is about, how you can improve your team, and then I will be showing you the gameplay. So if you come from this part of spawn, on the left side of where you spawn in, you'll find the tournament area with a little floating Xeno here. And then you can step on this platform and a tournament panel will show up. On this tournament panel, you can see weekly tournament 25, how long the tournament lasts, the different players, you can see what bracket you're in, as well as the rewards here. There are some pretty nice rewards, so you should definitely at least play the tournament, because there is a reward for essentially entering the tournament. In fact, that is a reward for entering the tournament, 0%. If you enter the tournament, you get rewards, so do it, make sure. In this panel, you can also see the tournament rules here. You can see the map that you are in. In the background, you can see that it is the Hidden Sand Village. You can see deal highest damage, that is essentially the category that you will be doing the tournament in. Because there are only two, there's deal highest damage and get most kills. You can see that it's a 20-minute time limit that applies to all tournaments. You can see that there is no debuff. Sometimes there are traits disabled. This is known as a pay-to-win tournament. It's going to be very hard to win one of these tournaments or get very high ranked if you are a free-to-play player, or if you're not a big grinder. You can see that this is the buff that the enemies get, fast enemies, which will mean you want to bring a slow unit. And these are the buffs that your units get. So this is Aqua, this means 3 times damage, and this is Storm, 2.5 times damage. What this means is that you're going to want to bring units with powerful traits, because in this, thing is it's a pay-to-win tournament, traits are enabled, so are stats. Anything goes. Bring your uniques, bring everything. Fast enemies, this means you're going to want to absolutely bring a slowing unit. And 20-minute time limit means you're going to need to farm quickly. And highest damage kind of just means that you need to make sure that you keep going until the end and just do everything to deal damage, even if you're going to die. So in terms of my team, currently I am running Fujitora, who has a Lost Vein, who is evolved, who has Divine at level 100 with 2 S-tier stats, Kirito, who has S-tier damage and Sniper, Bulma, doesn't really matter, not golden, Law, who has Sniper, S-tier range and damage, as well as a curse in range. It's a pretty bad curse, but it'll do for range. It's the only thing I really need him for. Emily, who is my slowing unit, who has extra range as well, who has 7.6 seconds, but if I upgrade her, it goes down to 7.1, so it's pretty good. And Speed Cart, Shiny, another money unit. I do recommend bringing 2 money units. In this case, Law is a support unit for his Shambles ability, and Emily is my slow unit. That's pretty good. And then I have my ground and my air support units for DPM. Keep in mind that Kirito's here because he is Storm type. He has a type advantage of 150% in this tournament. And on top of that, Law has Aqua, so he has a 3 times damage, so very useful. And Emily does some more damage, but it's not terribly useful. So now that I've shown you my team, and I have explained to you the tournament thing, keep in mind that tournaments are very competitive, which is kind of why I'm doing this, so that it can help you compete in the tournament and get better scores. I will now be demonstrating how you can do it. Let's go. Alright, we're in. I'm gonna start the round. I'm gonna place Speedwagon, seeing as we can afford him within the first wave. And then I'm going to place a Law right here. Do that. Place him. Bulma. Another Speedwagon. he's going to deal with any particular issues. Usually, that's when I'm going to want to put another one right there. Another one right there. Place another one right there. Then I'm gonna up those two. Okay. Everything's going smooth so far. Mainly relying on the fact that Law does 3 times damage. So he is very powerful. Let me put on damage indicators so that you can see when an enemy is being hit. There. And by her. Usually. Normally, if it's magic, it's going to be Law, as he is like my early magic unit. I'm also going to want to put an Emily as a lane unit right there. And another one right there. And then upgrade her again as the wave starts. Now, normally with just these laws, I shouldn't have too many issues in the beginning, thanks to the slowing of the enemies and them getting absolutely destroyed by Law. If Law could please, thank you. Then do that. Speed wagon upgrades, speed cart, whatever you want to call them. Depends on whether you're thinking about the copyright free name or not. I'm going to probably call them mainly by their real anime names. Upgrade them, max them all out. And then I should start upgrading my laws because they're going to start getting pretty far. There, put a Kirito there. Law should be able to handle the explosive clones. If not, Radio Knife will definitely do the job. Get all 3 of them to that upgrade. Okay. Normally, if I place her like this, she'll be able to slow down the enemies. Make sure she's properly upgraded. Okay. Make sure she's properly upgraded. Make sure she's properly upgraded. They're all upgraded to however high they can be right now. Upgrade. Normally, I can get at least 300 to 400 million damage, as I have done a few rounds before this to make sure that I'm not messing up. I am strategically placing my units, as opposed to before. Kirito is going to be on last there. Going to have another one on last right there. That red puppet should die very shortly. Yeah, he's getting wrecked. Okay, perfect. He's the next one that's going to be upgraded, because I like upgrading things by group. So I get them all to 1 tier of upgrade. And then I get the next tier of upgrade. And so on. Okay. Explosive clone down. We're not having too many struggles, it's just Emily keeps getting stunned, which is a bit of an issue, but nothing life-threatening. If she was stun-proof, this would be a lot easier, but that doesn't exist in this game. And this is literally like the only stage in the entire game, or the only campaign, technically, to have units that can stun. Enemies that can stun. Regular enemies, not even a boss. Which makes this all the more annoying. Main thing that's gonna get you killed, and that keeps getting me killed, is the red puppet enemy. They have a lot of health, they're not very slow, so they are incredibly annoying to deal with. So you want to make sure that you deal with them quickly. Now, something I can recommend with Law, which is definitely a viable strategy, is putting Law on auto shambles. There's no harm in doing it, to be honest, unless you're on a boss wave and you are uselessly shambling the boss because he has a limited amount of time that you can bring him back. So be careful of that. I'd recommend turning it off the moment you see that a threat is coming. Notification. With that, it should make everything just that bit easier, because they're always going to be teleported back before they make any significant progress. Something I'm going to do that I didn't do in my previous runs, so an experimental idea of sorts, is placing an Amelia here, putting her on last, to get extra slow, because they aren't slowed at all throughout that column. That's just what I'm thinking about. Okay, hold on. That was a bit of a mistake. Put her on last, and then put her like that, and normally she should do that just fine. Perfect. That's already going to be a little bit more useful. Keeping in mind that my record is 325 million, and I wasn't doing that before, so if you can consider it an improvement, I would say, which I would say it is a bit of an improvement, I'd say it's pretty good. Good strategy. Also, I don't expect you guys to have Emily. She's a limited unit and quite difficult to obtain, as she does have some value as a limited unit. There are viable replacements, like the Ice Queen, Todoroki released. Keep in mind that those are both limited units, so good luck getting your hands on them. You might have Charmy from the previous Battle Pass. There's Yoshina, but she's also a limited unit. Technically, all four of what I just mentioned are limited units, but that's how it goes. A lot of the slowing units are limited, so... Or at least a lot of the good ones are limited. But if you have any of the four, keep in mind that two of them are pretty easy to obtain. Charmy was on recently as the level 25 Battle Pass unit, and Yoshina was an Easter unit, and has literally the lowest value in the game, tied for the lowest value. But extremely low value, you can probably get one by trading for one using, like, reroll tokens or something. That usually works. I'm just going to make sure that my Kiritos are in place and ready. Alright, how many do I have placed right now? I have... Okay, not 5-4 placed. So I'm going to want to place another one right here. And then have another Kirito right here. There, I have all 4 Kiritos placed. Okay. That's a good start. All the Kiritos are placed. Then I'm going to start placing Fujitora because he's technically my best unit, but not on the tournament because of the buff through law, and I guess not really Kirito because unevolved. If he were evolved, he would easily beat Fujitora because of the buff. But unevolved, he's not nearly that useful. Even the second boss is going to get ruined by Law, who is going to continue doing hundreds of thousands of damage per attack. In fact, if you do the math, he does 400-ish, 430,000 damage per attack. It's gonna be technical 438,000, but he does quite a bit per attack. And his cooldown isn't the longest thing in the world. And I don't even have S tier on him, on his SPA, so it could be better. For sure. Pretty sure his damage is like S+, and his range is S or something. Could be S minus. I don't remember. I could have shown that, but I never show the specifics of what they are. I don't think I have... I think I have one double S unit, or stat unit in the entire game. And that is the only one. Now, I'm put in a bit of a tight situation here, because... never mind. Law has me covered. What I may suggest doing is moving my law to do that. Through auto shambles there. This is a point where a lot of people die immediately after the previous boss. Because the enemies have a lot of health and are moving quickly. They're going to be very annoying. At this point, the best I can do, and like the only thing I can do, is just upgrade my Frigitaurs and hope that they will help clear up the damage. So that's what I'm going to do. By this point, there's only that and upgrading Kiritos, but that's probably not going to save me much more than my Frigitaurs. I think Frigitaurs just narrowly saved us there, because soon Law will be able to shamble. Continue upgrading. Oh, that is bad. That's why I moved Frigitor there, or the one doing shambles there. He will be able to teleport the red puppet back, maybe. That's very bad. He got out of range. Well, that means I'm gonna die soon, but to be honest, I think that's perfectly normal. Because without an evolved Kirito, I am a bit stuffed here. What I am going to be able to do is continue slowing that guy down and do plenty of damage with my 2 Kiritos. And let the damage rack up in the background. Continue slowing him. And I am going to die here. But 408 million damage. Around 410 million is what it's going to show there. 410 million damage. Not half bad. So that's going to be it for the gameplay. That is basically all I have to say. I'm going to show a little bit of a screen at the end that will explain to you what I could have done better and what you can do for your team, and sum up what I said in this video for tips and tricks. And that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you did enjoy and if this helped you. And comment down below if you have any suggestions. I will heart any comments that are helpful to other players who want to get a better score. And I will see you guys in a future video. Bye.